Hi, I'm Andy Tyler, Partner Marketing Manager at Reapit. Welcome to Apps in the Spotlight, featuring a Reapit partner with a live app in the AgencyCloud app market. Today, I'm joined by Sam from LeadPro. Hi, Sam. Great to have you here.
Hey, Andy. Great to see you.
Let's start with a bit of background. Perhaps you could introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about the business.
So I got involved in the lettings industry about 12 years ago when I was at university. And I was really interested in how technology was going to be able to make the industry more efficient. So I worked at an online letting agent for 3 years. I then moved down to London and worked for an automated rent collection software called PayProp. And then almost 7 years ago, I decided to start my own business in the prop tech space.
What problem are you trying to solve here?
We made the mistake when we started the business of trying to improve efficiency, and that wasn't the most vital problem. The most vital problem that we solve now is helping agents win more instructions, both vendors and landlords. There is efficiency involved in doing that, but the main deliverable is simply down to winning more instructions.
Right, and how do you go about doing that? What's the ethos behind what you do?
Well, there's 3 components to helping our clients win more instructions. The first is about actually generating leads and helping them find opportunities of people that have houses to sell. So we do that through an instant online valuation tool. And we also do that through viewing an applicant qualification questionnaire. So for example, we ask every sales inquiry if they have a house to sell or if they have a house to let. And these 2 tools help us generate huge volumes of potential valuation opportunities. We then have other parts of the software that help our customers convert leads. So not just leads from the valuation tool and the questionnaire, but also from their own website, from Rightmove local valuation alerts, from Zoopla appraisal boosters. So we have a telephony system where if there's a competitive valuation opportunity that's being sent to 6 agents by email, it will turn that email into a call through to the office so that your agent speaks to the vendor before any of the competitors. And that has a huge increase of almost improving the probability of booking in that valuation by almost 30%. And then the third component is all about metrics and tracking. So we have a dashboard to manage the leads so that we don't lose any, so that managers can see response times, conversion times, who's dealing with which leads. And that's an efficiency piece, but it also has a big impact on just making sure that vendors are continually contacted, that they're nurtured, and that they eventually get through to valuation being booked.
So let's talk a bit about the way that your product interacts with AgencyCloud. First of all, why is it important for you to be part of the Reapit universe?
There's 3 components to most agents' workflows. They've got leads being generated on their website and the portals. The majority of them get those leads by email and manage them inside their inbox, and then they progress their leads on their CRM, so in Reapit AgencyCloud. Now, what we do is we connect directly to the portals and to their website, and we replace their email inbox with our own lead management technology. And by integrating that way, we can do all of these automations and the tracking and the metrics and the generation. But it's super important to continue that efficiency from portal to the LeadPro dashboard to syncing the data to Reapit so that it is really fast and effective for agents. We don't want them to sit and copy and paste data over, and we also don't want them to clog up their CRM with tons of non-progressible leads. So we replace email, and we're a bit like a filter to find the good leads from the bad. And then we want to make it simple with one click just to sync that data to Reapit. And it's super important for us that we automatically create the contact and the applicant and the contact and the property just to make it fast, particularly for large clients where they're dealing with hundreds of thousands of leads. That marginal gain of maybe saving 60 seconds from copying and pasting information has a huge impact of weeks worth of human time being saved.
So this sounds like it's not just a light touch integration. It sounds like it's a fairly involved relationship between your product and ours.
It took us about 4 months and nearly £100,000 of dev time to do the integration. So yes, it's it's fairly deep.
So let's assume I'm an agent thinking about using your product. I use AgencyCloud. I see it in the app market. I decide to download it. So I click on it. What happens? What's the process?
So either you will already have a LeadPro account, which is normally what happens, and then you want to install Repit, or you have just found out about LeadPro through the App Store and you have clicked to install it. Either way, we'll take you through making sure that your LeadPro account is set up. And then the first thing that we do is we sync the data fields. So what that means is your Office IDs in AgencyCloud have to match your Office IDs in LeadPro so that we send leads to the correct office. Likewise, we have a list of all your users in LeadPro and Repit, and we link them. These links are done automatically, so we automatically link them, but we get you to just visually check and make sure you're happy that they're all synced correctly. The third component that we sync is then the source field. So we want to know if a lead's from Rightmove, it links to the Rightmove field in AgencyCloud. Once that is then set up, we enroll your team in 30 to 45 minutes of dashboard training to show them how the LeadPro dashboard is going to replace their email inbox. And we show them the button that they need to click to sync the data to Repit. And we show them how it looks if that lead is already in Repit. It will show us the contact already being synced and the applicant already being in there. And if it isn't, we show them how to sync it and then where it goes in Repit so that they can find that actual lead and book in the valuation or the viewing.
Do you have competition for what you're doing? What's it like? Or are you the only guys currently sitting in this place in the market?
We definitely have competition. The biggest thing that we compete for is the time and attention of the clients. When we do a rollout to a new customer, particularly a larger customer, they often have agents who've been working there for 17, 22 years, and they're just used to their work process of printing off emails, handing them around the office, and making sure the leads are dealt with that way. Getting the buy-in from the C-suite of decision makers, and then the branch and regional managers, and then actually the negotiators and users to learn something new, to log into a new dashboard, to change their work processes, particularly when it is lead management, which is the lifeblood of agency. It's such a core fundamental process. Booking your valuations and booking your viewings is the heart of the job. That's the hardest thing to do, is to get the attention and time to, I guess it's the old adage of getting agents to work on their business, not in their business. And it's particularly hard when they need it the most. So when those agents are run off their feet with huge number of applicant inquiries, or when they're really struggling to get stock and they're trying to do lots and lots of marketing, that's the time they actually need to look at this technology. But it's also the time that they're the busiest working in their business. So that's what we compete for the most.
And I have a feeling I know the answer to this question, but if it's competitive, why you? Why should they buy into LeadPro?
So we've been in this space for almost 7 years, and last year we merged with a larger group called Nurture Group. They also own the Property Jungle, Starbury, Property Logic, Guild of Property Professionals, and Fine and Country. So we're part of, and Brief Your Market. So we're part of a multi-million-pound business, and that means that we've got really good resources to continue to invest in the technology. One of the biggest challenges in this space is making sure that integrations work well, and that costs a huge amount of money to deliver well. So I think that if you are going to, back a horse, you want to make sure it's one that's got a lot of resources behind it to continue to invest in the product for the next 20, 30 years. Because what you don't want to do after investing all that time and energy in putting in a new solution is then have it get outdated quickly. And we spend an inordinate amount of money every month on the software, adding new features, improving it, keeping it up to standard. And we have a real focus on the actual product itself. And that's probably why we're a really good choice of partner.
It sounds great. The tough question, how much does it cost?
It cost is based on usage, and frustratingly for me, we never get complaints about the cost, which means it's probably too cheap. It can range from taking one of the tools from as low as £39 a month for multiple offices, right through to using the whole suite of tools, and that can be £200–300. It really depends on the size of your business. If you are a multi-office business using all the tools, it'll roughly end up costing you £99 an office per month. But once again, totally depends on the volumes of leads, offices, users that you have.
And the plans for the future, where are you going with this product and the business?
We have a lot of value in the core offering of connecting an agent's website and the portals down to the CRM and managing the customer experience, making sure that there is a good service level agreement of every applicant being replied to, making sure we really squeeze out all the value of the data. Does the viewing inquiry have a house to sell, have a house to let, want mortgage advice? Does the tenant viewing inquiry want rent protection insurance? Do they want to rent with a zero deposit scheme? So it's really about data management. How can we take all of this applicant data and make sure that compliantly we monetize it for the agent as well as can possibly be monetized? And also, how can we streamline making sure the data is properly fed through to their CRM? How can we make sure all of the lead data is nurtured and we really extract every pound of value? If I was to put like a rough finger on a percentage of how well the average agent is monetizing their lead data or their business data, it's not even 10%. There's a huge opportunity for agents, even small agents, but definitely large agents, to monetize their data far, far, far better. And that's probably our core focus, is that data monetization.
So finally, is there anything that you'd like to add? Any final thoughts before we close?
Yes, the thing that really sets us apart is we love getting negative feedback. So unashamedly, all of the best features in the software have come from agents. More often than not, agents complaining that they want to change something. And we really, really value that. It's how we keep it useful for our clients. It's how we stay ahead of the competition, is by listening to the customer feedback and then investing on solving what the problems are. So if you do decide to work with us and the software doesn't fit your work patterns and processes, or you have a great idea of how it could be more useful for you, we really do love to hear that.
If you'd like to learn more about LeadPro, you can do so on our website at reapit.com/foundations/partners. And if you're interested in installing the app, simply contact your customer success manager. As with every app in the app market, installation just takes seconds. And that's all for this episode. I hope you found it useful. Until next time.